The Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto, is a worried man. The Deputy President is worried that the 2022 general election is likely to be rigged in favor of Raila Odinga. William Ruto is not mad the way he has consistently maintained. He was present in 2013 and 2017 and witnessed the rigging which took place during those two general elections. So he's a very worried man. And for those who've been following the politics of this country very closely, certain things have been happening. There was the appointment of Ezra Chiloba as the managing director of the Communications Authority in this country. And I did a comprehensive analysis of what that particular appointment means. And key allies of the Deputy President have been putting a lot of pressure on the government to fire two key allies of President Kenyatta. Fred Okengo Matiang'i, who is the current cabinet secretary for Interior, and Joe Mucheru, who is the current cabinet secretary for Information and Communications. So in this video today, I want us to look at why Fred Matiang'i and Joe Mucheru are currently being targeted by key allies of the Deputy President for removal from office. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is today. And I want to make a special request to you guys. Please just give this video thumbs up so that YouTube can begin notifying the subscribers that we are back. So just give it thumbs up. Now let us get back to the main issue. Are there schemes to rig the 2022 general election? I may need to do another comprehensive analysis about that. But elections in this country are normally rigged. That's the honest truth. The truth of the matter is that you can't claim that President Ruto Kenyatta won elections free and fair, because those elections can never be verified. But there are two key ministries which normally oversee the elections. The first one is the Ministry for Interior, which is charged with the responsibility of securing the elections during that day. Let's take, for example, the last election. On elections day, the elections materials are supposed to be secured. So the people who are responsible for securing where election materials are kept are the boys, Matiang'i boys. Number two, on elections day, these materials are supposed to be transported from point A to point B. Again, who is responsible for that? The Ministry for Interior. And again, after the elections, after people have cast their votes, something normally happens. They are supposed to be transported from point A to point B. Who is responsible for securing those materials? Again, Fred Okengo Matiang'i. So if you want to interfere with the electoral process, that is the stage you can interfere with them. And that's why the Deputy President is worried. Then there's the Ministry for Information and Communications. Elections in Kenya are partly manual and partly electronic. The person responsible for ensuring that the electronic voting system is effective is none other than Joe Mucheru. For those who follow politics very closely, in the last election, especially in 2013 and partly 2017, there was something which was happening. That Raila Odinga's figures were constant at some point. That Raila Odinga figures would go, but they would not exceed a certain percentage. So there was a percentage which was put there, and it was consistent. Every time Raila Odinga's votes were coming in, Uhuru Kenyatta's votes were going up consistently. So the person who is responsible for those is Joe Mucheru. And William Ruto, through his guy, the former cabinet secretary, Davis Chirchir, were actually accused of being responsible for rigging that election. And that's why they want Matiang'i, because they understand his role, the role he's going to play. And that's why they want Joe Mucheru out of those key ministries. I am sure President Ruto Kenyatta is not going to allow that to happen. It can only happen over his dead body. But why do you think William Ruto and his key allies are keen on Fred Matiang'i leaving his docket, Joe Mucheru being fired, because they are saying Rigathi Gachagua is very vocal on that, and others are also very vocal that Fred Matiang'i cannot oversee the elections because he's already supported Raila Odinga. Joe Mucheru has been attacking the deputy president, and therefore they believe that that guy can also not oversee that ministry during the election process. But why do you think they're putting the demands that these two gentlemen must leave? In my view, they're doing that because of 4 or 5 reasons. Number one, the dockets they hold are going to be crucial or critical in the next general election. Fred Matiang'i will oversee security. Let me tell you how normally it's easy to rig elections. In the last election, what happened was that police was sent to NASA stronghold just few days to the elections. By doing that, they were scaring away ODM supporters from turning out to vote. So there were women who did not vote because they feared that chaos was going to erupt, and that's why the police were there. Number two, this docket will also ensure that electoral materials are transported. They'll manage the voting centers. If you want to rig elections, what normally happens is that you simply compromise the agents of the other party. So let's say Raila Odinga in the last election, some remote village in Tharaka Nithi, Raila Odinga getting 55 votes, Uhuru Kenyatta getting 200 votes. Then on that day, the votes have been counted. The results are out. Raila 200, Uhuru 200, Raila 55. Then a figure is being announced there. Which is totally different from what was announced during the tallying. The other guy cannot do anything because already the police will facilitate the announcement. The returning officer will be secured. The returning officer will easily announced and secured to a safer place. And there's nothing you can do about that. So because these two gentlemen are holding key ministries, the deputy president and his team believe that they should not be party to that election. I don't think President Ruto Kenyatta, who has sworn never to allow the deputy president to succeed him, will allow that to happen. What about Joe Mucheru? His ministry is the one which is going to oversee the transmission of results. Let me take you to 2013. What happened in 2013? In 2013, as Kenyans were waiting for the results, huge screens were being beamed across the country on our TV, relaying the results electronically. Some results were fake. So by the time you are complaining, the results keep on trickling in. And there's nothing ODM supporters could do. So you complain that those are not the right figures, but they're being relayed on TVs. Who determines what is going to come out of the TV? In 2017, when a law was put in place that results can only be declared by the returning officers, what happened? ODM had a parallel tallying center. That parallel tallying center never worked because they were frustrated. So these two gentlemen are going to hold serious dockets, which will determine what is aired on TV, the security apparatus, just the critical aspect of the elections. That's why guys want them out. Number two, Fred Matiang'i and Joe Mucheru were present in 2017. And they were part of, if any, rigging schemes. So if they were part of the rigging scheme, William Ruto was also part of the rigging scheme. And because William Ruto was also part of the rigging scheme, he understands what it means and what these guys can do. And because they were part of it, if you are part of something and now you are being kicked out and you are likely to be a victim, can you allow that to happen? That is why William Ruto and his brigades are saying, bring us someone else, probably who was not part of the rigging schemes, to come on board so that they can oversee the elections. And again, just like I keep on saying, there is no way President Ruto Kenyatta, there is no way the Fred Matiang'i is going to allow the deputy president to have his way. So these two gentlemen are going to again oversee President Ruto Kenyatta retaining the presidency through Raila Amolo Odinga. Number 3, why they want them out is because of the endorsement of Raila Amolo Odinga. Fred Matiang'i has endorsed Raila Amolo Odinga. Joe Mucheru has been hitting on William Ruto. And generally, and I've opined on this platform that it seems that President Uhuru Kenyatta had actually decided to do one simple thing, to instruct the cabinet secretaries working in his government to start supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. And they've been endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga. The fact that these guys are endorsing Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto and his team are not very happy with them. And that's why they're asking them, please step aside. And again, we are in politics. Fred Matiang'i is not going to step aside. Joe Mucheru is not going to step aside. On the 9th, these guys will endorse fully Raila Amolo Odinga. And that's why yesterday, when William Ruto was in Nyamira County, he was very particular in his speeches. His brigades, if you listen to them, were attacking 2 people, Fred Matiang'i and Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, you'd imagine that Raila Odinga was the subject during that particular event. And lastly, I think they want them out because they are all aware that the president is likely to start going out to campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga. Let me tell you one thing which is going to happen. I can predict it. It's not going to take a long time before we start seeing President Uhuru Kenyatta accompanying Raila Amolo Odinga to some events. I don't know what you think, but those are my take. And again, there's a video I want to do, and in that video, I strongly believe that William Ruto, who is a very smart politician, is actually playing Musalia Mudavadi, and Musalia Mudavadi is not seeing. And that's why Musalia Mudavadi is insisting on running for the presidency. That's going to be my next video. I'll explain to you the people William Ruto is using to convince Musalia Mudavadi that he can be the next president of the Republic of Kenya, while in real sense what is happening is that William Ruto wants Musalia Mudavadi on the ticket in 2022 as a strategy of locking out Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.